How y'all doing? Welcome back to the Herbig Design Co workshop. Welcome back to another episode of Business Bites. I want to share with you a story, and that is a story of a young couple that I've been talking to recently, and we're now starting to work towards building out a beautiful new dining table for their house they've just purchased here in town. The story goes back sort of 6-8 months, I think. They were working with a maker out of Queensland, somewhere up around Brisbane, Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, somewhere around there, I'm not sure where, who was all lined up and underway building them a beautiful new dining table. They worked together with the design, they'd got the design they wanted, they had got everything in place, they paid a deposit. Now, financially, I don't know the details of what the deposit was, how much the table was going to cost them, any of that sort of stuff, because for me, that's not relevant. But they paid their deposit, they put their hard-earned money down on this beautiful new table that they were hoping to get. Next thing they know, the maker ghosted them, disappeared, they lost all contact with him, and the table never eventuated. They lost what I can only assume was at least $1,000, if not more, on the deposit for the table. Now, this is a young couple who, when I spoke to them, had actually just had a brand new baby boy, so must have been pregnant at the time. Beautiful baby boy. They'd been down in Melbourne, got caught at Easter time with their baby born 6 weeks early. And I had the privilege of being able to work with them and pull together a design and a quote to be able to produce their table for them again. So there's a couple of big ticket takeaways that I want to share with you out of this story for me, and it's nothing to do with my pricing, how I deal with these customers, how I deal with this guy who made these stupid decisions up in Queensland, and my thoughts on what that's doing to the industry. That's another discussion for another time. But there's two key takeaways I want to share with you tonight. The first one is that you really need to understand the true value of customer service. The true value that the way you interact with your customers and the experience you leave them with, the true value that has for you and your business and the industry as a whole. So one of the things I always pride myself on is my level of customer service. I'm more than willing to do what I need to do to help my customers out and help them get a product that is going to fulfill the dream that they've hoped for. Everyone comes to your door, they come and ask you for whatever it is they need, and they have an idea in their mind about what that is going to be. The more I can do to help that discussion and facilitate that discussion and help that dream, that desire, that idea, that concept come to life, the better value and the better experience it's going to be for them. So for this customer, most of my sales I do via message, via email, maybe even via phone call if I need to. In that process, I can garner photos of ideas, of things that they like, of styles that they like, and that sort of stuff. And I can use that to pull together a design that I can produce for the customer and share that with them and discuss the options and the pricing. And that generally is enough for a sale. With this couple, because of what they had been through, they'd obviously dealt with someone that they hadn't seen in person, and it became really important very quickly to actually demonstrate to them, one, that I was real, like I'm actually a real person. I'm not just some person making up a social media, Facebook and Instagram page and spreading stuff out there to try and scam people's money. I'm actually a real person. I have a real workshop. I produce real products. So I took the time to go to their house, to meet with them in their house, to talk through their concerns primarily, understand that, and then ease those concerns, and have now maintained a fairly continuous level of contact throughout the process, to the point of when the deposit was paid, making sure that they were aware that yes, they'd transferred the money, I had received it. Once I'd received it, once I'd gotten quoting for the materials and all my timber and put the order in, I let them know straight away the order was in. The order's been placed. I've got the steel ready to produce the legs. I've got the timber on order for the tabletop. They're hyper aware of every step in the process because it's part of making sure that they're comfortable. My view in that one is that they got screwed over by some dipshit up north, and I want to help ease that pain. Secondly, it's the service that I want to provide. I want my customers to walk away from an interaction with Herbie Design Co. and know that Herbie Design Co. is a company they can trust and a builder that they can trust and someone that they will come back to and will want to come back to produce other pieces of furniture. The other takeaway from this story that I really want to get across to everyone that watches this, and if you want to share it out now. This is, for me, the most important takeaway from this story, and that is it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no to a job. You don't have to take every job. It's okay to say no so that you can actually put more value in your yes. There are going to be jobs that you won't be able to take on, whether that's your capacity, whether that's the time frame they need it made in, whether that's the expertise that are required to complete the work. There's going to be jobs that you can't take on. That's just common nature. It's to be expected. If someone came to me asking for a set of kitchen cabinets to build, I'm going to say no. One, I'm not set up to do cabinetry. Two, it's not somewhere I want to focus my business. And thirdly, I know a kick-ass cabinet maker in town who I can put them onto to get their cabinets made for them, and they're going to do a much better job than I can. So it's okay to say no. If you say no to the jobs that you can't take on, it's going to give more value to when you say yes to the jobs you can. Because one, you're not going to be stressed about that job you shouldn't have taken, and you're going to be able to put your better focus and better energy into the job that you do take. It's going to help focus where you want your business to be. Like I said, cabinets aren't where I want to be, so I'm not going to take on cabinets. But I do a large number of tables because I love making tables, and it's something that I can focus on and really make a key focal point in my business. If the guy in this story up in Queensland, whoever he is, had said no to that job for whatever reason, this couple wouldn't be in this position. Now, I might not have gotten the work. That's fine by me. But if he had said no, they wouldn't have lost all this money to whatever reason it is that he gave. Now, there's another aspect to that as well. There will be times where you'll need to walk away from a job. I did it last year. I had a job for a big salon display unit that a customer wanted built. We were all in train. My table saw died. I ended up having to go without a table saw for about 2.5 months, which hurt my business heavily. It meant that I had to reshape a lot of jobs. I had to rework a lot of my processes, and a lot of the efficiency I'd built around the table saw had gone. But it meant that the time that I was going to be able to produce this piece for the salon wasn't conducive with the time that they needed for marketing photos, for opening, for being able to actually kit out that display. And I had to walk away from the job. I had already taken a deposit on it. I had placed an order for materials that hadn't been fulfilled, which luckily I was able to walk away from as well and cancel that order. But one of the first things I arranged, and one of the first things I said up front, as soon as I said that I would have to let the job go and we agreed to move on, was to return the deposit. So if someone pays you money and you need to walk away from a job, that's fine. But please do the decent thing and actually return the money because again, what that does is gives a level of trust. It gives a trust back to the customer that when you can't do a job, you will call it out. It gives a trust back to the customer that when something goes wrong, that you're true to your word and that you will actually return the money that you owe them. What that means is that next time she's looking for something else for the salon, for her own home, for a customer who's sitting under the hairdryer having a discussion about what they want to get made, my name will be front and center and they'll lead people towards me. So just remember the heightened value of your customer service. The value of your customer service is huge for not only yourself but for the whole industry, but it will pay dividends into the future beyond what you can imagine, as well as the value of saying no. The two big takeaways out of this story is understand the value of your customer service and understand the value of saying no and the power in saying no. Till next time, stay safe, keep making, and again, if you're looking for any tips, any advice, feel free to reach out on YouTube, Insta or Facebook. I'm happy to help answer any questions.